Welcome to the all-new Secrets Mirabel, located in the heart of the hotel zone here in Cancun. Follow me along as I do a quick walking tour around the resort, point out some things that I like and some things that I don't like. Spoiler alert, I like it a lot. Now, I will start off by saying that Secrets Mirabel did not pay for my stay whatsoever. They have not asked me to make any content about this resort, so everything that I talk about today will be completely unbiased and will be my opinion. You know, I'm not like a big content creator, right? So I think back in November, December, when this resort opened, they invited a lot of content creators to the resort. Everybody did their content, but the resort wasn't quite ready yet. There were still some things that they were working on. So I might point those out throughout the resort. The other thing too is like, you know, I'm going to give an unbiased review, like I said, because the resort's not paying me in any capacity. I think I spoke to the guy at the spa last night. We're going to get the first tour of the spa. So that will be a channel exclusive here. So if you're curious about the spa here at the Secrets Resort, we're going to get a tour of that. I'm probably going to put it at the end of the video. So if that's all you're interested in, maybe skip to that part. But yeah, we'll see you down there. All right, we are going to start this video at the entrance of the hotel. So welcome to Secrets Mirabel. So this will get us into the main lobby. Beautiful main lobby. Plenty of places to rest when you come in. Now, if you are preferred club, you are going to come off to the left here. And I will say the experience of getting dropped off, getting checked in was absolutely amazing. I think 4 people spoke to us before we checked in, grabbing our bags, getting our names, everything like that. And I think it took us 5 minutes to get checked in, and our room was ready, and we got here at 1 in the afternoon, and everything was ready. So this is the preferred lounge here. So if you get a preferred room, you'll get access to this lounge, pool table, little buffet, separate bar. It's wonderful. The desserts here that they have after dinner are amazing. So fruits, cheeses, meats, probably some pancakes, whatnot. So everything that you need. And then a separate preferred bar that does have a little bit better liquor compared to the lobby bar out front. Here is the spa. We're gonna get into that a little bit later because I have an appointment with them to film around in the hydro room, so stay tuned for that. Back into the lobby. This is where the regular check-in is. So if you do not have preferred club, this is where you'll come in, check in, all that good stuff. Now, you will notice these little towers here. They're little diffusers. And so they're just constantly pumping good smells into the resort. And that is, I mean, it's crack. Me and my wife love it. Like this little guy here too. It's like a little fog machine. It's just constantly spraying good smells into the resort. This is the rendezvous bar. This is the main lobby bar. At nighttime, they're gonna have entertainment playing. Great view of the ocean, and there is the main bar. Great selection of liquors, even if you're not preferred club. And I will try to get a good picture of all of the offerings up on the screen. I just don't want to go shoving my camera in people's faces. So right over here to the right when you come in the resort, this is the gift shop. There are two separate gift shops. One on the left is kind of more clothes oriented, and the one on the right is more like food, drinks, sunscreens, all that good stuff. They did get me. They got me on a pair of pants because there are two restaurants that require pants. One of them is Blue Water, the steakhouse, and the other is Bordeaux. So make sure you pack pants because you will have to pay $80 for a pair of pants or take a taxi to the nearest mall to get some pants. This is where all the magic happens in here. This is the timeshare room. So if you get suckered into doing a timeshare, maybe you get some free massages or a free excursion, but that's where that's going to take place. And they will give you tours around the resort from what I've seen. This is the Coco Cafe. So this is 24/7. They have coffee, treats, desserts. They did look like they had some pretty bomb-ass desserts in here. But yeah, pretty nice in here. They do actually pull espresso shots here, which is amazing. So if you need a latte, it's going to be a true latte. It's not just going to be like a drip coffee or anything like that. The coffee was pretty good yesterday. So they will make whatever coffee that you want. Coming down here is going to be the main buffet. Hola. Hi there. So this is the main buffet down here. I will go through and get a video of the buffet at some point. And throw it up on the video. The other thing that I really enjoy about this resort is that it's really small. Right, it has a pretty small footprint. Because it's in the hotel zone, most hotels around here aren't that big compared to some that you would get in Playa del Carmen. So that's pretty enjoyable. All the food and everything is right where you need it. You don't have to go walk 10 miles or jump in a golf cart like you do at Moon Palace, the Grand, and maybe some other hotels. I do apologize if the camera fogs up here. My glasses just went instantly opaque. And this is El Patio right on the left when you come down the stairs. This is their Mexican restaurant that is all indoors. I believe opens up around 5 p.m. like most other restaurants. But this is kind of the main patio here. This is where most of the events are going to happen. This is where they have little pop-up restaurants throughout the day. Last night they had dinner. Usually they will always have lunch here. Last night they had a little market. It was kind of interesting because they had food intertwined with the market. So you could get some salsa bars. They had food, they were grilling. They had all sorts of stuff, desserts, and then they also had little markets intertwined into that. So the very stereotypical like market that you see at every resort is kind of what comes through here, and that was on Saturday night. So I don't know if it's the same every week, but they did have that. This is Bordeaux, the French restaurant. Again, you do need pants to eat here, so please bring pants. Don't be me. They will not let you in. This is Olio. They are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is preferred club only for breakfast, so just keep that in mind. I will throw the menu up on the screen. We ate there yesterday morning. It was actually very, very good. I will say one of the things I really enjoy about this resort is the food. Last time I was here was when it was now Emerald, and that food was just all right. But we did love the resort layout so much that we had to come back for Secrets. This is the main pool and the manatee bar. This is for the non-preferred folks at the resort. This is the regular bar that you'll be at. And this is another little side pool. It is kind of mirrored, so this same pool is on the other side. And then this is the all new preferred tower. So those are all brand new rooms. It used to look like that over here, and then they tore that all down. That is where I actually stayed last time. So again, this is the main pool here, and I do apologize for the wind. Actually, I'm not going to apologize because it does feel really good. So this is the manatee bar. This is a waterfall. So a waterfall goes throughout the day, and then you kind of just go around the sides, and it actually gets pretty cool in there because of the water that falls. So that is the manatee bar. And then typically this is where they'll do all their like midday shows, dance-offs, cornhole, anything like that. That's where they're set up the DJ. That's kind of where this all happens. They are playing music throughout the day as well. So if you're looking for a more quiet experience, I would recommend doing a little side pool. So now we're gonna come over to Barefoot Grill. This was not open when they first opened up the resort. So if you were curious what this place looked like, here it is. So this is where you can get, I'll throw up the menu on the screen, but you can get hot dogs, nachos, wings, just have a sit down. They're cleaning up the beach right now. The food is pretty decent for pool food, right? Nothing crazy. They will have the pop-up upstairs as well, so usually you can get a good combo of something that you like. Usually we just order it straight to the preferred pool, and the kind of waiters that go around will help you out. The seaweed right now is pretty bad. Again, we're in the middle of August, so you know this is to be expected. I'm not a huge beach guy, but I do enjoy looking at the beach while I'm in the pool, and this is a great hotel for that. So if you're planning on coming and swimming in the beach in the middle of August, it's probably not going to happen. But it's not like they hide from it, right? They're constantly manicuring, trying to clean it up, but in the throes of August, right, it's pretty hard to maintain. You can see like just constantly there's new waves coming in. Kind of hard to get away from it, but that's just Mother Nature. You know, you can't really blame the resort for that. And overall, it's not that big of a deal for me. Next is the preferred pool. Absolutely beautiful pool. This is where we spend most of our time. It is an infinity pool. There is a little glass cut out there, and they do have a swim up bar as well. And as you can imagine, the swim up bar and the preferred pool is going to have a little bit better liquor options. Again, if I get the ability to take a picture of all the liquor and put it up on the screen, I will. Last time I believe people kind of showed off the preferred club. They said they weren't coaching people coming in and out. Now they do. So you do have to scan your card if you want to come into the preferred lounge. Some really, really nice things to note about the preferred lounge, or preferred pool, sorry. The staff here is absolutely bar none. Usually when I walk in, they'll come up to my wife and I, they'll grab her bag, they'll take us over to a seat. So you see they have the towels all laid out. They'll take your towel, they'll tuck it into your seat real nice. Make sure you have everything that you need. They'll pull the chairs out of the pool for you. Again, they'll tuck the towel on it, make it look really nice. They do have this little cart here. They'll load this up full of sunscreen. So throughout the day, they'll kind of just come around and they will actually reapply your sunscreen for you. They will also clean your glasses, and just like if you seem like you're struggling with anything, they will come over and help you right away. How are you? Good. I'm talking about you right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm saying how great you are.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Do you need some places for?
Not right now. We'll be down later. Yeah.
Help later, please let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you, Irving. Yes, sir. So again, like, staff is just super friendly, right? If you look like you're struggling with anything, they will literally run over to you. I've seen them sprint to guests if they needed something. So just top-notch quality here, and that's what you get with a smaller resort, right? It's easier for them to attend to different guests and not get overwhelmed with the amount of requests. It seemed like everybody here is just so happy with the quality of everything, so nothing to complain about there. This is the hot tub. And as you can imagine, not very busy in August. Frankly, no one's in there. But in the winter months, it is pretty nice to have. Again, you can see them pedicuring the beach. Here's the pool one more time. The drinks here at the swim up bar are pretty great as well. I would say compared to, your typical resort. If you're counting like Secrets and a little bit nicer resorts, it's probably on par. If you get a decent price and you're talking about resorts that a little bit lower end, more economy type resorts, more bulk style, they're definitely a step above. The bartenders have been very nice. And I think this goes with most resorts. If you get here right away and you slip them a 10, you slip them a 20, they're gonna take care of you all day. We got here off the plane at 1. Like I said, we went into our room, changed, we went down to the pool. The drink service we were getting was okay. They weren't super strong. But as soon as we gave him a 20, right, everything changed. He was pouring our drinks a little stronger. He was grabbing, better liquor off the shelves. Everything was just overall better. So if you come, and I think, again, this goes with most resorts, tip the staff, right? They're going to take care of you all day. So that is just another kind of general tip for resorts. So again, coming off the main lobby, going to your right, we're going to go down and then all the way up. So when you come down, this is the Desires Sports Bar. This is great for sporting events, football, soccer, baseball, during the day. This does not open till 5, but they will have the TVs on if there is a sport event, but they will not serve you anything. So drinks start at 5, and then around 9 o'clock they'll have a band down here. And then I believe after 10 or 11, they'll have the DJ out and turn into a dance club in here. And they said they go till 1 a.m. So this is where kind of the party happens after hours. But that's not necessarily me. I'm in bed by 9 p.m. So now, let's go up. So again, we're just right off the main lobby here. You go up these wooden stairs, and this is where you're gonna find two of the best restaurants in my opinion. Himitsu, which is their Japanese style sushi, and teppanyaki will be through here. And the other is Blue Water Grill. This is their steakhouse. And again, for the gentlemen, they do require pants, so please bring pants. It'll cost you $80 if you don't. And there are the dress code rules, like no flip-flops, no sleeveless shirts. And again, they're pretty strict about that. Down this way is actually my room. We did get a plunge pool room. I'm gonna be doing a separate review on that, so make sure you stay tuned. But I will kind of leave you with a cliffhanger. It is probably the most exposed room that we could possibly have on the resort. And I'll show you what I mean by that in the next video, so make sure you watch. All right, so now we're gonna go up to the 7th floor. And by now we have seen all of the restaurants. So there's 2 upstairs and 3 outside. And then if you count the teppanyaki and the sushi restaurant as 2 different restaurants, which they kind of are, that leaves you with a total of 6 restaurants at this resort. The teppanyaki restaurant you do have to get reservations for. So make sure that you go in the app the day before you want to eat it and reserve it relatively early in the morning. Oh, this way. Sky bar. This is probably the coolest spot in the resort if you have preferred club. And I think this spot here is what kind of, well, I would say the swim up bar edged it out for me to get preferred club. And honestly, it wasn't that much more expensive on the room type. I think I just booked at a really good time. But this is awesome. Oopsie. Let's see. Pool opens at 9 a.m. So I'll have to come back and show you the sky bar. It is closed right now. But essentially it is preferred club. They do have kind of, in my opinion, their best mixology at the preferred bar. So if you like really good cocktails, they were crushing them up there. I'll put a video up of the espresso martinis that we had yesterday, and my wife and I were thoroughly impressed. Okay. Right. Okay. Lockers and showers in here. Wonderful. Okay. Restroom in there. Awesome. Sure, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so this is the relaxation area. Interesting. Oh, wow. This is very nice. So there's a little waterfall in here. I'd imagine you lay down, and this is the relaxation area where you wait for your massage. Very nice.
After the massage, you can relax more. You take a deep.
Awesome. So this is where you come after the spa. This is where they have tea, snacks, coffee. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, let's take a look. So this is where you'll go in for your massage. Okay. So this is a regular cabin for a massage. Very nice music playing. It smells great in here. It smells like orange. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So this is for couples massages. This is the VIP area. Looks like they have showers, tubs, little loungers in here, and then of course the massage beds as well. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Thank you. The hydro, yeah, please. Awesome. Wow. This is the hydrotherapy area. This is all brand new. This used to be a pool at the Now Emerald, but they've since switched it over to hydrotherapy area. There's chairs there, waterfall. This is absolutely beautiful. Pressure, cannons of water, hot tub. You know, I've never done something like this, so I don't know how to necessarily describe it. I would imagine this is for your feet. You walk across it with the rocks in the bottom, another hot tub, and then a couple plunge pools over there, which I imagine are different temperatures. And then there's a shower in the back. Awesome. Cool. All right, leaving the spa now, just gonna give some thoughts on that. That was absolutely amazing in there. I've seen a couple different spas, one at the Grand Palace, 10 minutes from here, Moon Palace, the Grand, sorry. That had a pretty nice spa, but this one here, that is brand new, brand spanking new. Everything looked new, nothing looked damaged in there, looked very relaxing, and one thing that doesn't come across the camera is the smell, the aroma that they have going in there. Every room had a diffuser. I'm sure you can pick the scent that you want, but that was a very, very nice experience. Honestly, just being in there, I feel relaxed. So that is the tour of the spa, and we will end it at the room. All right, let's wrap this video up. It's probably gone long enough. Yeah, after touring the entire resort, it's again, they just redid the entire resort, so everything is fairly brand new. Nothing seems overly used or broken. Oftentimes you'll find that even at the most luxury resorts, if they've been around a long time and don't necessarily do anything proactively about maintaining broken things, they can kind of add up. But because this resort is so brand new, none of that has started to show yet. So that is a plus for the resort. Again, the spa was very nice. That is completely brand new. They rebuilt that entire building on the remodel. Overall, I think for the price that I paid for this resort, I got it on a really good deal. The cartel was kind of acting up a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, and the prices seem to like really drop. I think this resort does have a happy price point that I would be okay with paying. I think if, you know, this resort kind of gets over, I would say 4,000 for a week, I think I would start to look at other resorts, just because the size of the resort is a little bit smaller, but some people might like that. But I think for the price point, if I start to get over 4,000, I'm going to start to look at other Secrets resorts. But I was significantly below that bar. I think I've paid more for the Planet Hollywood. So comparing that resort to this resort is day and night. Drinks are better here. Food is way better here. Staff is a million times better here. The smell of the resort is significantly better. There's far more working elevators. And above all, the view. The view is what really sells it for me. If I'm at a resort, I've been to Moon Palace the Grand, like I've mentioned, and you get the nicest pool, the nicest package. If I can't see the beach while I'm in the pool, I don't like it. For some reason, like, it just doesn't do it for me. I could sit in Ohio and be in a pool and get the same experience, right? I want to be looking at the water while I'm drinking a pina colada at the swim up bar. If I can't have that, I don't go to the resort. And that's kind of a rule that I've set for myself now. The other thing that's not too bad at this resort is the timeshare. I'm not selling it. Please probably don't do it. Timeshares tend to be not favorable for the consumer, but they're not super pushy here. They're not super salesy. No one has asked me once if I wanted to do it, which I can appreciate. I'm sure if you need some resort credits or a free massage or maybe an excursion, you can go to the desks and ask them, and I'm sure they will pitch it and ask if you want to do it. Or if you are interested in those types of things, they do have it, but they're not overly pushy on it. No one's come up to me, no one's asked me. The other thing too is I experienced this at Moon Palace the Grand. There are sections of the resort where you have to be a timeshare member, or at least go through the timeshare to get access to those parts of the resort, including golf carts that take you around the resort. And it was just annoying. Here, I can actually pay money to get the nicer parts of the resort, whereas at Moon Palace the Grand, there was no amount of money that I could pay unless I'm buying a timeshare that would get me access into these parts of the resort. So I don't really like that, but here that's no problem. You can get access to everywhere in the resort as long as you're preferred club. You get access to better liquor, better pools, sky bar. So those are all pluses towards the resort. But I cannot say enough about the staff here. They are all super pleasant, super nice. If you ask, they will do it. That is one thing that I've kind of learned here. Whereas at other resorts, that's probably not the case. They treat everyone here like family. And that's something that I really appreciate. The other thing I really appreciate here is the food. I have not had one thing here that I do not like. Everything is phenomenal. Everything has a distinct taste. A lot of times you can go to a buffet and everything just kind of tastes like, you know, everything else. It's mushy, it's slop bowls, whatever you want to call it. Not here. Everything is made to a high quality. Even the steaks are USDA choice, which granted is the lowest tier of USDA, but the fact that they have USDA at all is a plus. So I'm not going to ramble on too much. I will do a review. I will do a room tour, and maybe I'll do a review of some of the bars around the resort. But I do appreciate you watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you.